In the mid-18th century, a group of colonies on the east coast of North America stood on the brink of a seismic transformation. What began as a rebellion against perceived injustices would soon blossom into a full-scale revolution, fundamentally altering the course of history. The American Revolution, 1775 to 1783, was not just a war. It was the test on which the United States of America was forged, an epic tale of courage, sacrifice, and the unyielding pursuit of freedom. The roots of the American Revolution lay in the growing discontent among the 13 colonies under British rule. The impetus for this unrest was the imposition of taxes by the British Parliament, most notably the Stamp Act of 1765 and the Townshend Acts of 1767, which sought to exert financial control over the colonies without their consent. The colonists, who had no representation in Parliament, adopted the rallying cry of no taxation without representation. In response to these taxes, the colonies united in their opposition, forming the First Continental Congress in 1774. This assembly marked a significant step toward independence, as representatives from different colonies came together to coordinate their resistance to British policies. Tensions reached a boiling point on April 19, 1775, when the first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord, Massachusetts. These riots marked the beginning of the Revolutionary War. As the conflict intensified, the Second Continental Congress met in May 1775, appointing George Washington as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. One of the most iconic moments of the early war was the Battle of Bunker Hill in June 1775. Although the British emerged victorious, their heavy losses demonstrated that the colonists were formidable opponents. This battle galvanized the revolutionary spirit, with Thomas Paine's pamphlet, Common Sense, published in January 1776, further igniting the desire for independence. The turning point came on July 4, 1776, when the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, drafted by Thomas Jefferson. This historic document proclaimed the colonies' separation from Great Britain and outlined the principles of individual liberty and government by consent of the governed. It was a bold assertion that all men are created equal, endowed with the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The signing of the Declaration was a defiant act of rebellion, and the war continued with major battles, such as the Battle of Saratoga in 1777, which proved to be a major victory for the Americans, convincing France to join the war on the side of the colonies. The French alliance brought military support and resources, turning the tide in favor of the revolutionaries. The final chapters of the war saw a series of strategic victories for the Continental Army. In 1781, General Washington, with the help of French forces, successfully besieged British General Cornwallis at Yorktown, Virginia. Cornwallis's surrender on October 19, 1781, effectively ended major combat operations. Peace negotiations began soon after, culminating in the Treaty of Paris in 1783. The treaty recognized the sovereignty of the United States and established the boundaries of the new nation. With the stroke of a pen, the United States of America was officially born, a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. The American Revolution was more than a fight for independence. It was the foundation upon which the United States was built. It introduced ideas of democracy, individual rights, and self-government. It was the defining moment in history where the dream of a new nation became a reality.